was born to a drug-addicted mother, going through withdrawals and just lucky to be alive. 3 years old, I was abused by my sister, 20 years my senior. Beat and told me on the gas stove, burned my little fingers. And she was only taking out the anger she had towards my mother. See, because of drugs and alcohol, my mother had abandoned her and my big brothers. At 9 years old, I found myself in the house of the Lord. Sunday after Sunday, I sat up under the word. I was so drawn to church and the things of God, and my family couldn't understand that the longing that was deep inside of me was all a part of God's plan. At 10 years old, my world came crashing down around me. My mother had contracted an incurable disease known as HIV, which quickly progressed to AIDS. And I was just a kid, so I had no idea she was in her last days. Once Mommy died, Daddy came around like he'd been there the entire time. Before then, he'd only dropped in from time to time, but I gave him a chance. I was just happy to have Daddy in my life. We could finally do all the things that daddies and daughters do. Bike rides and bike rides and trips to the zoo. But things didn't quite go the way I had pictured in my mind. See, at first things were fine, but then over time, he began to hurt me. Not physically, but verbally. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words that never hurt me. Yeah, right. You're ugly, you're dumb. You're going to be just like your mother's what he told me. At 15, I lost my virginity. My father's lies had become my truth, and I needed an escape. I needed someone to tell me they loved me, even when they were lying to me. Time and time again, I lay down and let another inside of me, and each time I got up feeling worse than I did before. Deep down, I thirsted for more, but I settled. At 20, I became a mommy. It was the best thing that had ever happened to me. Finally, I had someone to love me, and it wasn't based on conditions. My baby loved me unconditionally. At 24, I decided I was going to go become a stripper. And I was already working full-time, but see, working in the club was bringing the dollars in quicker. But over the years, something inside of me began to change. I got tired of all the games. I got tired of getting hurt and tired of hurting others. I became afraid I would end up just like my mother. I opened up my Bible, desperately trying to find the word. I found myself in the book of Proverbs. I aspired to be the woman in 31, but realized I possessed more of the qualities as the woman in chapter 5. And you might listen to my story and wonder, well, why would God allow such things? But I'm here to tell you that it was those very things that brought me to my knees. Time and time again, I begged God, please help me. I need you. Forgive me. I'm sorry. It hurts. I can't take it. Please take this cup from me. See, I believe that God allows bad things just so he can get the glory by you sharing your story of how your burdens he carried when things got stormy and all you can do was worry. And how you didn't feel like going on, but then he wrapped you in his arms. And how in your weakness, his strength was made perfect. Think about it. When you got sick and needed healing, you ran to him. When you lost your mother, you ran to him. When you lost your child, you ran to him. Maybe, just maybe, it takes those things to bring us to our knees. Time and time again, we beg God, please help me. I need you. Forgive me. I'm sorry. This hurts. I can't take it. Please take this cup from me. But if you can look back over your life and say, if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. If you can look back over your life and say there was purpose in my pain. If you can look back over your life and thank God for unanswered prayers. If you can look back over your life and thank your naysayers. If you can look back over your life and say what the enemy meant for bad, God used it for my good. If you can look back over your life and say, I don't look the way I should. You should be able to understand that even the bad things was all a part of God's plan. And God's plan for me was that one day he would use me to minister to those who needed to be transformed, healed, and delivered. But how would I know that God is a healer, a transformer, and deliverer? If he hadn't healed me from the crippling pain I held on to, freed me from the generational curse I was born into, delivered me from addiction and a desperate need to feel loved by somebody, anybody that would have me. His love reached out and grabbed me in his word, transformed me and conformed me to the likeness of him. Now I'm new and I know everything I went through was for this very moment I'd be ministering to you, letting you know that everything you went through was all a part of God's plan.
Come on, give God a great big hand.